So I'm Shobit Arora. My, I incidentally happened to know Bhavna well from our corporate life, and I was in some sense attached to caregiver Sathi. So my mom was the primary caregiver, and we are three siblings. Me, my brother, who's we're in the same city, fortunately, and that's where the treatment was happening. And my sister is a doctor. She's with NHS in UK. So that was really the four of us. Of course, our respective spouses and kids who played an active role in the journey. So dad was diagnosed with metastasized lung cancer in June last year, and when I say metastasized, for the benefit of all, this basically means that the cancer has really evolved and spread through the plasma into other organs. Also defined as a stage 4 in the cancer parlance. At that stage, the choices aren't really too many. When something like this is diagnosed as a family, then immediate reaction is shock. But there is an element of hope. And let me tell you that there is absolutely nothing wrong in that approach because, end of the day, it's that hope which sort of carries through. We got into a certain course of treatment. My dad got aligned to it. He started fighting. At that point, he had not given up. He was pretty clear that he'll fight it out. I would say till probably 2 to 3 weeks before September 12th is when I could see that, that is the time when he actually surrendered. Having the right doctor is critical. I think, and I reiterate that because, in India, it's unfortunate that quite often patients are associated as patient IDs and not humans. And that factor is very important. You need a doctor who can actually walk along with you. You need a doctor who can be, even if it gets down to a palliative situation, even a 5-minute call with the doctor can actually do wonders for the patient. Most often than not, the only person that we blindly trust when we are going through our treatment is a doctor. Let's face it, we know everyone else is only supporting, but the fellow who's actually working on me, who's going to actually yield into my getting cured, is the doctor. As a caregiver, it's important to ensure that the patient, for the lack of a better word, has the most optimal quality of life and a balance of that with the quantity of life. You cannot make life miserable just because it's going to give you an extra few months,
Yes.
Because end of the day, the patient or the person who's actually going through the trauma, it's a tough fight. It's not an easy one. We honestly, watching it itself is painful. Forget about going through it. Regrets start when the patient has lost the decision-making ability because now the dependence is on you. The impacted party is the patient. I truly believe one should also not take that path of figuring that out because all that it's going to give you is more pain. You feel, hey, I wish I had done something like this. It's just not. It has no value today because you never know whether that path would have been the right path or not. Caregiving, fundamentally, though there is a primary caregiver, but it's fundamentally when it comes to a family, it should be a shared responsibility. So while mom was walking ahead, one of us would at least be always with us, with her, ensuring that she was never left alone or left helpless. So it was a collective effort, supporting the primary caregiver. Try to see if you can complement each other. You will realize that you're going to be the most precious commodity at that point of time would be time itself. So how do you really make the max of it is by complementing each other. You will have to manage your work, you will have to manage the family. You have to ensure that you stay high on energy, and you stay hopeful, because that's what gets transferred to the patient or the person in the family who's going through the treatment. Don't shy away from taking support. You will be surprised that how people come forward, friends come forward. I would reiterate that don't lose hope. Keep the hope up. It's infectious. I meditate. I'm also I'm a part of a Buddhist practice that also sort of gives the strength. I also follow certain spiritual leaders. So the whole idea is that when you look at life in totality, and or rather perpetuity, then you just start feeling better about the whole experience, and it gives you the strength to carry on. Yes. So yeah, I mean, like typically most of the men are trained not to be shedding tears in public. So I think that is a baggage which I carry. It's going to be difficult to take out. I hope it doesn't happen with too many people. But when you go through the grief, and if that grief turns into a purpose, it makes life much better. That's what I've tried to do, and so he has given me a purpose to pass on. He's passed on the similar values in all of us, and I'm looking at this as an opportunity to sort of start focusing on early diagnosis of cancer, as well as supporting people who are going through this disease.